In the heart of the whispering woods, where ancient oaks touched the sky and a babbling brook sang lullabies, lived two little sparrows, Puku and Puki. They were hatchlings from the same nest, born with bright eyes and tiny, hopeful wings. But from their very first attempts at flight, their paths began to diverge. Puki was a vision of effortless grace. Her wings, though small, seemed to know instinctively how to catch the wind. She soared higher, darted faster, and performed breathtaking aerial ballets that left the other young birds gasping in admiration. She loved the thrill of the open sky, the feeling of the wind beneath her. Her success came naturally, beautifully. Puku, however, was a bundle of earnest clumsiness. His wings beat a frantic, less coordinated rhythm. He struggled to gain altitude, often wobbling and landing with an undignified thump. He practiced tirelessly, mimicking Puki's elegant dives and turns. But his efforts always fell short. A knot of frustration would often tighten in his tiny chest as he watched Puki disappear into the clouds, while he himself barely cleared the brambles. "Why can't I be like her?" Puku often chirped to Elder Finch, a wise old bird with feathers the color of twilight. "I try so hard, but I'm just not fast enough, not graceful enough. I feel like I'm always falling behind." Elder Finch ruffled her feathers gently. "Little Puku," she cooed, "the forest doesn't ask you to be a hawk, nor a swift. It asks you to be a sparrow. And even amongst sparrows, each has their own song, their own flight." Puku didn't quite understand. He continued to watch Puki, feeling a pang of envy mixed with admiration. Puki's rapid flights brought back the juiciest berries from the highest branches, and she could outrun any sudden gust of wind. Puku, by contrast, was often the last to find food, pecking anxiously at the crumbs left behind. One day, a harsh winter descended upon the whispering woods, earlier and fiercer than anyone expected. Snow fell thick and fast, covering the usual foraging spots. Food became scarce. The high-flying, fast birds like Puki could reach some distant, snow-free clearings, but even their supplies dwindled. The elder finch gathered the struggling flock. "There's a patch of shimmering sundew berries," she announced, "hidden deep within the whispering thicket. It's a labyrinth of gnarled branches and dense, thorny bushes. Speed alone won't get you through." Many birds tried. Puki, with her speed, managed to penetrate a good distance. But the tight turns and prickly thorns tore at her feathers, and she had to retreat. The thicket was too dense, too dangerous for swift, open sky flying. Puku listened, a familiar ache of inadequacy stirring within him. He certainly wasn't fast enough. But then, Elder Finch's words echoed in his mind. Each has their own song, their own flight. He remembered his own struggles, how he'd often had to navigate the lower branches, the dense undergrowth, the tangled roots, just to get around. He was good at that. He might not be fast, but he was patient. He was observant. He knew how to squeeze through tight spots, how to carefully maneuver around obstacles without snagging a feather. A flicker of an idea ignited within him. "I'll try," he chirped, his voice small but firm. Puki, surprise, looked at him. "Puku, that thicket is brutal. My speed couldn't save me." Puku took a deep breath. "Maybe it's not about speed," he said. He approached the thicket not with a burst of speed, but with quiet determination. He didn't try to fly over the thorns, but through them. He used his small size to his advantage, finding tiny gaps where Puki couldn't fit. He moved slowly, deliberately, studying the intertwining branches like a puzzle, remembering every twist and turn. Where Puki saw an impenetrable wall, Puku saw a series of deliberate, careful steps. It took him much longer than any of Puki's flights. He returned, tired but triumphant, a cluster of the vibrant sundew berries clutched in his beak. His feathers were slightly ruffled, but he hadn't a single scratch. A cheer went up from the hungry flock. Puki watched, her eyes wide with a new kind of admiration. Puku's chest swelled with a different kind of pride, not the pride of being the fastest, but the pride of being himself. From that day on, Puku didn't try to be Puki. He embraced his careful, observant nature. He became the expert at navigating dense foliage, at finding the hidden, forgotten nooks where unique seeds grew. He discovered a knack for intricate nest building, weaving the strongest, coziest homes for his community. Puki, for her part, learned that true value wasn't just in speed and flair, but in diverse strengths. She began to appreciate Puku's quiet wisdom, often seeking his advice for navigating tricky situations. The lesson, life, much like the whispering woods, is vast and varied. It will constantly present you with challenges and opportunities. You might look at others, their effortless success, their seemingly perfect paths, and feel like Puku, struggling and comparing yourself. But real life teaches us that trying to fly someone else's flight will only leave you frustrated and exhausted. True strength isn't about being the best at everything, or even the best at someone else's specialty. It's about finding your own unique abilities, your own rhythm, your own flight. It's about recognizing the dense thickets you can navigate, the hidden berries you can find, because of who you are. Embrace your unique journey, for it is in discovering and celebrating your own peculiar gifts that you truly soar, contributing something invaluable to the world that only you can offer.